Okay, so you had some work from yesterday. You had some work and then you should have page 79, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Caitlin, would you quit hiding my pens? Would you quit hiding my pens?
All of them?
Yes.
Mr. Evans said you could go.
Did you check it with the office because I can't do that?
Yeah. He said the guy just did that. That's why I did it. Oh, what? Well, duh. If not, I wouldn't have got it. Matching shoes. What reason is that thing was in this year? 79. Where in the world did it go? No. I only knew it. And we got in and out. How'd you do that?
What did you say? Yesterday?
I was like, seriously? But I didn't. I was a little harsh. She's like, next time you just need to do it. I have no idea. I figured all out. Okay, so first of all, then we just. Oh, Mr. Mackey, I have a question. Were we supposed to get the sign or anything?
Well,
I'm going to show you the answers yet. It's 4, 6, 7, 8. Come on, Hayel.
Wait, what was the difference?
79. Okay. All right, number 2 was 3.2 or 16 over 5. Number 4 was 2. Number 6 was negative 3. Number 7, 3 over 5. And number 8 was 5. Number 7. We have 1 point right here, and then 1 point right here. So this point, halfway between 16 and 24, is 20. So it's the point 0, 20. And the other point right here, right in the corner of that box, is the point 20, 32. Yeah. Okay, moving on. You should have read pages 83 to 86. Writing linear equations. We had a little bit of work on this a few days ago when we were changing equations to standard form using the x and the y intercept. I'm not thinking of pre-calc. Did we do that? We should have. Oh well. This kind of. So far, the only thing this book has been about is just a review of Algebra 1. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, just review of Algebra 1. It's been 2 some odd years since you've had to write linear equations, calculate slope, and such as that. Writing linear equations. Equations that make lines, that's why they're called linear equations. There's the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. This is on page 83. M stands for slope. B stands for the y-intercept. Slope can also be called rate of change. The y-intercept can also be called the initial or the starting. If you're calculating somebody's pay, it's going to start at 0 and go up. It probably shouldn't include any of the negatives unless they're a really bad employee. Riley. Ha ha ha. Writing an equation in slope-intercept form. Example 1. The graph intersects the y-axis at -2. So b equals -2. Find the slope. Here's the picture to use. Now you have 2 points, 0, -2, and this one that they have plotted here at -4, -1. Calculate the slope. There it is. Now you put the 2 together in slope-intercept form. Replace the m with your slope. Replace the b with your -2, your y-intercept, and there's your equation. Now, there are different scenarios that are going to play out here. One is if they give you 2 points from the start, you'll use this form right here. You calculate a slope. You can even calculate a y-intercept. But if you start out with 2 points, calculate the slope, find the y-intercept, write the equation. If you only have one point given to you, like example 2, 1 point and a slope, this time you use the point slope form. Here it is right here. It looks more intimidating than it actually is. You're going to replace the variables that have numbers with them. Here's a point. It's an x and a y. The x goes where the x1 is at. The y goes where the y1 is at. The slope goes where the m is at. And now you simplify. After you put that point and that slope in, then you will have math that you can do. And when you get done, you have it in slope-intercept form. And you've done all of this before. Here's an example of they just give you 2 points. So first you're going to calculate the slope. Here's the slope formula. Finding slope is exactly what I did on the board right there. Then you're going to use the point slope formula to find the y-intercept. Okay, here we go, right here. You determine the slope, you wrote an equation, you use the ordered pair, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. Doesn't seem too difficult. Are you right, High?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah. What are we going to do?
You're standing off over here.
Oh,
Here's the good stuff. That's what they pay me for, young lady. Parallel and perpendicular lines. Sometimes in the description it will tell you that 2 lines are parallel. If it tells you 2 lines are parallel, ding, 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 that tells you that they both have the same slope. Or sometimes it will tell you that they're perpendicular. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. We can handle perpendicular now. We're not in the 9th grade anymore. Talking about slopes being opposite inverses is not something that's just so far out there that we can't comprehend it. Opposite inverses. Opposite means one is positive, the other is negative. Inverse means one is the other one turned upside down. Just the slope. That's all that we're talking about. We put that all together and we do whatever it is that they ask us to do. Alright, let's see what our work is going to look like. On page 86. I'll get rid of some of the books here. Page 86. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line described. There's a slope of 1.5 and it passes through 0.5. They gave me a slope and a point. In my examples, here's the example that shows me what to do if they give me a slope and a point. I'm going to use the point-slope form. So for number 1, here's the point slope form. There will always be a minus sign here. There will always be a minus sign here. Always. For this particular exercise, my slope is 1.5 and my point is 0.5. Here's the x, here's the y. I'm going to be replacing this y and this x. Everything else I copy down, so y minus, and I take that variable out and I replace it with this number. Equals m is 1.5, so I replace m with 1.5. Parentheses, x minus, I'm going to replace this variable with this number, 0. Now here's the math that can be done on this step right here. So over here on the left, nothing changes yet. X take away 0 is 0, so it's just 1.5 times x. 1.5 times 0 is 0, so I don't even need to write that down. All the math is done on this side, all the math is done on this side. So it's time to start moving things from over here to over here. Plus 5, plus 5. That makes the 5 go away on the left, and I end up with this y. On the right, I've got 1.5x, and then I've got plus 5. This has an x with it, this doesn't. I can't combine the two, so the only thing I can do is write it down just like I would say it. 1.5x plus 5. That's the answer. Another one. Number 3. This line passes through the point 3,5 and has a slope of -2. We're going to use the same point slope formula. Right, so y minus, my y value is 5, m, which is -2, times x minus my x value. There's no math to do on the left-hand side, so it stays the same in this next step. On the right-hand side, I have distributive property, so -2 times x is -2x. -2 times -3 is +6.
Are you always going to distribute on those?
Yes. There's no math to do on the left. There's no more math to do on the right. It's time to move this 5 over here. Plus 5, plus 5. Y equals -2x plus 11. This time there was something that was like the 5, The 6 was like the 5, so those two can be combined. That equals 11. Okay, the next set of exercises. Writing the equation of the line passing through each pair of points. This time, they give us 2 points. So this time, it's going to be like example 3. Writing the equation given 2 points. This requires an extra step. I'm going to do number 5. Our plan is find the slope. Once we get the slope, then pick one of the points to use, and then it becomes just like what we did right here. First, the slope. Our points are -9, 11, -6, -1. Find slope. So I'm going to take one of these points and I'm going to write it below the other one. It doesn't matter which one. Since they come in this order, I'll just keep them in this order. -9 take away -6 is -3. 11 take away -1 is +12. Move the 3 to right here. The slope equals -4. So m equals -4. Jaylyn, next thing we need to do is pick a point. Pick one point. Which point do you want to use? -6, -1? Use point slope formula. I'm going to use this point. So it's y, take away. What's my y value? Anybody? -1. So minus -1. M is -4 times x minus, what's the x value? -6. Over here on the left, I've got 2 negative signs together. That makes it a plus. I've got the same thing here. 2 negative signs together. That makes it a plus. So y plus 1 equals -4 times x plus 6. Y plus 1 equals -4x minus 24. We're almost done, and I want to point out that you don't always have to write -1, blah, 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 blah. If you understand what's going on, just mark this one out over here and write its additive inverse over here. If you don't understand what's going on, go ahead and put -1, -1. Any questions? It's exactly what you did in Algebra 1. We'll get down here to number 8 and 9. A line that passes through this point, so they give you a point, perpendicular to this. Now, why would they give you this?
What did you say?
Say that again. Yeah. All they gave us to start with was just 1 point. Well, we either need 2 points or we need 1 point and 1 slope. Obviously, we're not going to get 2 points out of this, so it's 1 point, and somehow we've got to get the slope from this other equation. This other equation represents a line that's perpendicular. That means we can take this slope, what was it, Savannah? Flip it upside down and change the sign, and now we've got a point and a slope. Yes! Yes! Alright, we're going to start this out like this. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9.
On 86.
On page 86, yes. All your answers should end up looking like this, and I don't want to just see this written down, I want to see the work with it. Y equals something x plus or minus.
Can you go back
something.
to the other ones? Put them down.
What numbers are we doing?
2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. Mm-hmm.
This, so it's